All right, riders, a few things I do want to reiterate before we get started. We do watch that 30 foot, so do not intentionally impede another rider before that. Also, the last straight, that same rule applies. We got a handy little line there on the table coming out of the third turn. From there all the way to the finish line, you cannot intentionally impede another rider. Little tip for some of the riders, especially the novices, just don't look back, man. Once you're on the fourth straight, just go straight to that finish line. The more pedals you get in, the better it's going to be. And I can guarantee you every time you look back, that's half a bike length that you lose. New parents, if your rider does fall down, please do not jump the fence and come out on the track. We will have at least 2 races on track at all times from the moment that first gate drops. So it's very possible that you could run out in front of another bunch of riders, and that could be harmful to you and them and even your rider. So do let us get to our we will tend to them. All of our core volunteers are CPR and first aid certified, so we will check them out and we will get you if needed. And with that, if you could, guys, just give one more look at those moto sheets and the number that's on your bike before you guys head up for staging. It really, really, really helps us a lot if those numbers match, because we don't know who you are. 192 riders tonight, so that's a lot to keep track of. So make sure those numbers are right. A quick reminder that opens are up first. So the balance bikes are about halfway done. Opens, go ahead and stage up. And with that, if I could get everyone to stand up and remove your hats for the national anthem. Guys, we need our corner officials in place. If you signed up for a corner, please head on out so we can get started. This is a good time for me to. Oh, oh my gosh. Okay. All right, guys, we need a turn. We've asked for this a couple times. We need a turn 1 and a turn 3 corner official. We cannot race without each turn having a turn official. So this is a good time to remind you all that we are all 100% volunteer run, and we need volunteers for all positions. So we need someone to step up and watch turn 1 and turn 3 before we can even send our balance bikes. 192 riders tonight. Top number 3 in the country right now in average rider count, number 5 in the country overall in points. And we just need 2 volunteers. Just two people that are stuck here. We got 1. All right. And we got 2. Thank you. Thank you both. All right, Curtis already got 2. 3 and 1. Thank you, Christy and Katie. We appreciate you all. Heck yeah. No, nobody heard you. All right. And once again, guys, we are 100% volunteer run. Everything you see here is from a group of parent volunteers that started 41 years ago and it's just passed down from generation to generation, and grandparents and adult caretakers, whatever, whoever, people that care about the sport. We don't actually get any city funding. To put that to point, we actually pay the city for every week that we are open. Everything you see here is from money raised right here by the group of volunteers out here. So that is why we do ask for volunteers. Oh, and I have heard somebody dropped a bomb in the men's bathroom between the ball fields. So guys, if you might make alternate arrangements if that's what you need. So plumber is apparently on the way. But do go between the ball fields and check out Ad Astra, not only here vending, but a track sponsor.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And with that, we've got our 5 and over balance bikes out on track. Casey Rogers, Jackson Perrins, Onyx Belgrave, and Addison Smilanich making one trip around Blue Springs BMX on this beautiful Friday night. They are going to go all the way to the finish line and take their choice of trophy from MVP awards and engravings. Oh, they're from MJT. Never mind. Were they donated by MJT? No. The Striders. That's what I'm saying. MVP awards and engravings is who gave the Strider trophies. Part of their sponsorship is donating the Strider trophies, guys. So all the Striders get a trophy each week.
Ready?
Right now, let's cheer those Striders on. Casey, Jackson, Onyx, and Addison out of moto number 1. I got 4 riders in moto number 2, but I've only got 3 on my sheet, so I can only read the 3 that I have. Unless that is both of the rest, and I don't know. All right, coming to the stripe right now, that is Addison Smilanich, followed by Jackson Ferrins. The other riders on track, Abishai Boyer, Wade Warren, Beckham Grau, Miles Warren, Isaiah Wegner, and Max Unnerstall. All right, guys, cheer those balance bikes on. And our balance bikes for tonight, Casey, Jackson, Onyx, Addison, Abishai, Wade, Beckham, Miles, Isaiah, and Max. Oh, man, pushing hard to get up those hills. You got it, man, you got it. Keep going, dude, all the way. It's a cool looking Strider, though. You got it. That's a big hill. That hill is 3 times your size, dude. You got it. All right, guys, cheer these Striders on, man. Little balance bikes, the littlest Striders. Oh, that was did a little got a little air show out of our Strider there. Are you gonna do it again? Nope. Just smiles. That's all. That's all we get now. Smiles. As volunteers, that's our only payment, Ben. We get paid in smiles. All right, guys. Balance bikes wrapping up. All right, dude. Get your choice of trophy there. And we are going to move on to the open, starting with our 9 to 12-year-old opens.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And they are off on track right now. Hector Laredo Jr., Noak Belcher, Raiden Nybert, EJ Hawthorne, Maverick Moorfield, T-Money Stewart, and Bro and Morgan. We got riders 10, 9 through 12 up here. Experts and novices all on track together right now. Sitting up front is that 522 back Maverick Moorfield and Hector Laredo Jr. battling out. Taking the top 3 riders, going to move on to the main event for this 9 to 12-year-old open. Looks like Hector got around Maverick going into turn 3 and all the way to the end with DFR Powerlight. That is Hector Laredo, Maverick Moorfield, and the Rock 1 of Broen Morgan. Moving on to your main event. Moto number 5, first rack 13 and over open. Scott Johnson, Bentley Morgan, Justin Swoboda, Corey Brown, and Colton Hengel. 2 going on. We got 9 riders, so that's a 2 combined 4. So 2 riders are going to combine with this next rack for round number 2. But guys, do make sure you come up the same chute you did, and that is going to be Swoboda and Corey Brown getting your transfer spots out of Moto number 5. Moto number 6, 13 and over open. Keith Skeeter Woolery, Amir Speeders, Tollfree, Carson Hawkins, and Jabril Falcon Belgrave. Once again, top 2 riders going to mix up with everybody else. Going to have 5 riders in round number 2. Amir and Jabril sitting out front, going to get those first transfer spots. If I can make a little prediction, Amir, that's a terrible number plate. Amir Tollfree and Jabril Belgrave going to be your transfers out of Moto number 6. 17, 20 women's cruiser on track. Riley King, Emma Smilanich, and Kathy Hall making their first trip around. Total points for the ladies in the 17-20 women cruiser. And right now, that is Riley King sitting out front on the 8-back, followed by Emma Smilanich and Kathy Hall. They're going to race all 3 rounds with a total points race. Only 3 riders. Can't eliminate any. So you got to have 3 riders to make an event, and that is going to be Riley King with your 1, Emma Smilanich with your 2, Kathy Hall going to be the 3. 11-year-old cruiser on deck.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Moto number 8, 11-year-old cruisers on track with Connor Toussaint Coonan, Jackson Bowie, Big Mac Duval, EJ Hawthorne, and T-Money Stewart. Man, Stewart's going to be worn out today. We got a rider down going up that first obstacle. Top 2 riders going to move on to the main event. We're getting that rider checked out there on the first straight right now. That is Hawthorne and the Gold Cup 1. Jackson Bowie sitting up front. 2 going to move on straight to the main event out of round number 1. Everybody else will be back in round number 2. And right now that is going to be on 2 wheels with EJ Hawthorne and Jackson Bowie on Bicycle Shack going to the main event out of round number 1 for Moto number 8. That's what we want to hear when someone decides to check out the wonderful dirt surface down here. Not like that, Ben. That's not what I meant. Picking up the pieces. I don't know, yeah. Track is good, Ben. It's a good track.
Attention.
Okay, riders,
Best track I've
random
been at
start.
all day.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Moto number 9, 13-year-old cruisers. We're on track with Dylan King, Derek Wise, and Hunter Bowman. Total points race. They are going to race all 3 rounds. Low points wins. You get 1 point per place right now. That's looking like Derek Wise up front on the Bikes for Likes of Us colors. Dylan King sitting in the 2. Hunter Bowman sitting on the 3.
Attention.
As to come out of turn
Okay,
2.
riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Hearing some tires chatter, man. You're still putting the power down. That is going to be Derek Wise with a 1. Dylan King with the 2. Hunter Bowman with 3. 44 motos coming at us, but right now, moto number 10, 15-year-old cruisers, KJ Smilanich, Benjamin, and Austin Slow-Mo Neal. We got that 20 bike, Smilanich sitting up front, followed by Neal and Fetch going into the rhythm section. Another total points race here, so every position counts every round. Single file as they come down that final straight, and that is going to be KJ Smilanich with the 1, Austin Slow-Mo Neal with your 2, and Benjamin Fetch with the 3.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Moto number 11, 3135 cruiser, Eddie Kelly, Brandon Patillo, Corey Brown, Benjamin Knockman, and Brody Stafford. Top 2 riders going to move on to the main event out of this 3135 cruiser group. And right now that is Stafford and Brown sitting up front. Man, Corey, you're ambitious, opens and cruiser.
Okay, riders, random start.
All the way
ready, watch
to the line. That's going to be Brody Stafford grabbing a transfer spot. And Corey Brown holding on to that second place. Moto number 12, 51-55 cruiser. And guys, there's even older age groups. This is a sport for all ages. Right now, 51-55 cruiser total points race here with Rob Andrew, Alvin Howard, and Drew Jameson. Jameson, Howard, and Andrew in that order coming out of turn number 2 all the way down that rhythm section. Looking like that Gold Cup 2 of Drew Jameson. Woo, got to hold off for that 1 o'clock. 1 place. Alvin Howard with your 2. Rob Andrews going to be the 3. This is the BMX version of T-ball right here, guys. 5 and under novice. Let's hear it for all the little riders. Addison Smilanich, Remy Boyer, Piper Franklin, Lincoln Grau, Maggie Welch, Grant Perrier, Bridget Kilberg, and Ethan Johnston. 3 riders going to go. That's the 25, 17, and 58. Bodie Vincent to staging. Bodie Vincent to staging. Addison, Piper, and Bridget sitting up front. Lots of girls sitting up front there in this 5 and under group. Oh, we got one down. Ben is out there helping them out. Right now, Piper Franklin holding on to that 1 spot, getting the transfer. The 25, Addison Smilanich, and Bridget Kilberg all moving on to the main event. We got that rider down in the rhythm section, getting them checked out. Sitting up, just having a chat with Ben. I think we might finish this one out. All right, we got our rider getting up, guys. Let's have a round of applause. Oh, big pedals, strong pedals. There we go, finishing it out, guys. That's what we want to see at the BMX track. Everyone's going to fall down at some point. This is a 740 Remy Boyer finishing it out. Good job, Remy.
Random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Moto number 14, 6-year-old novices, Weston Moore, Mason Stockbridge, Tatum Wolf, Matthias Tierney, and Ruby Red Tarpening. Quick little reminder, little kids, all these little novices, don't look around, man. Look forward. I don't know that that's what happened in the rhythm section, but just as a whole, when you come out of the gate, look straight. Look where you want to go, because when you look side to side, that's going to move you around. Right now, that is the 189 and the 095. Tatum Wolf and Wes Moore trying to get those transfer spots. Top 2 going to move right to the main event out of round number 1.
Ready, watch the gate.
All the way to the stripe. That is going to be Weston Moore hanging on for a transfer, and Tatum Wolf getting the second transfer out of Moto 14. Moto 15, 7-year-old novices on track with Finn Boyer, Raylan Grau, Bodie Vincent, Carter Jackson, Jackson the Jet Beltran, Henry Higginbotham, and Weston Bowman. Henry wanted me to call him Higgy today. All right. Sitting up front, that is Finn and Bodie, but we are taking 3 riders to the main event out of this 7-year-old novice group. Looks like we had a couple tangled up. They are back moving. Right now, all the way to the stripe is going to be that 233 Finn Boyer. Next 2 up for grabs. Oh, getting a little bobble. That's the 090. And the 292. And then we're going to check these kiddos out. Okay. I'll block this one if you guys can check.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders
Right,
ready.
transfers
watch
out
the
of that
gate.
one were Finn Boyer, Jackson Beltran, and Weston Bowman. Did not get that out there in the chaos down here at the finish line. But everybody is up. Hey, riders, don't forget, if you fall down, you can go get a little icy pop out of concessions on us. That solves a lot of wounds there. Moto number 16, 8-year-old novices taking 1 rider to the main event. Remy Robinson, Everett Groover, Thunder, and Elias Joyner. Who is Thunder?
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
I need to look at the score sheet
Ready.
here.
Watch the gate.
Like 418. Cadron, all right. All right, taking the top rider here right now, that is number 12, Remy Robinson, going to move on to the main event. We'll see everybody else around number 2. Moto number 17, 9-year-old novices, Milo Wolf, Chris Smith, Raiden Nybert, Xander Newland, and Finn Riggs. I am so sick of spam calls, man. That is Chris Smith sitting up front, followed by Milo and Xander. Top 2 riders going to move on to the main event, so we got a battle for that second spot right now, Milo and Xander.
Watch the gate.
It's looking like Milo's putting a little bit into that turn 3. Coming out up front, Chris Smith running away with the first transfer. We still got a battle. It's a drag race. Who's going to get the pedals? And at the end, Xander inched just ahead a little bit. Moto number 18, 10-year-old novice, Daniel Blunt, Colini, Beanie Welch, Haley Velasquez, and Kyson Parker. Only the 1 rider is going to the main event.
Attention.
Danny Mann and Kyson battling up front. They want that transfer spot bad.
Watch the gate.
Couple Racing League riders, a whole bunch of Racing League riders are actually right there. We lost a plate, but that is going to be Kyson Parker moving on to the main event out of round number 1. Get this debris off the track. Kyson, I got your plate down here at the finish line. So
Attention.
you probably want that before round
Okay,
4
riders,
main.
random start. Riders ready.
Moto number 19, 11-year-old novices, Nolan Wyatt, Freebird Dutton, and JC Wolf. Total points right here. Coming to the stripe. That is going to be the 093, JC Wolf. Nolan with the 2, and Wyatt with the 3. Moto number 20, 12-year-old novices, Jackson Foster, Blazin' Blake Johnson, Rylan Mead, Zach Laney, Ava Hawkins, Lopez Duarte, Hayden Franklin, and Jacqueline Harrell. Top 3 riders going to move on to the main event right out of round number 1.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
Sitting up front is the 119, Hayden Franklin. Next transfer is going to be Blazin' Blake Johnson and the 142 bike of Jackson Foster moving on to mains. Moto number 21, 13-year-old novices, Connor Arnold, Jackson Nichols, and Emma Boss E. Swanson. Total points right here for these 13-year-old novices. Gonna race all 3 rounds. They are tight going in that turn 2.
Attention.
As that 14 bike
Okay, riders, random
sitting
start.
up front, Emma Swanson.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
But we had a pass, and right now that is Jackson Nichols sitting with the 1, Emma Boss E. Swanson moving on to the 2, and the state 10 of Connor Arnold with your 3. Moto number 22, 14-year-old novices, Jackson Payton, Noah Riggs, Caden King. Total points race once again. They are bunched up here. Every place counts. That is that 195 by Caden King sitting up front, but man, they are bunched up going through that rhythm section. Anybody that went through league with me knows how important that part is, man. Passes happen on the turns in the rhythm section, and right there, Jackson Payton moving up to the 1 spot. Nolan Riggs moving up to the 2 at the very end. Caden King with the 3. We are 2 intermediates, guys. 6-year-old intermediate track with Waylon Zook, Kasem, Cabo Hall, Remy Tipton, and Madden Kilberg, and they are bunched up going into turn 2. Hard. Little 6-year-olds got some racing instincts right there, pushing each other all over the track. Kasem, Cabo Hall moving up to that top spot in all that mess in turn 2. They were dang near 4 wide, and they all got pushed around that 1 spot going to Kasem Hall. Moving on with your only transfer. Moto number 24, 8-year-old intermediates, Avery, Baby Girl Franklin, Chase Kilberg, Katie the Bug Johnson, and Jackson Smilanich. 4 riders mean only the 1 rider is going to move on to mains.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready.
Moto number 24 coming to the line. Only 1 transfer spot up for grabs, and that is going to the 16 bike. Avery Franklin getting the 1 transfer out of Moto 24. Moto number 25, and it's humid, and these sheets are sticking together. All right, Moto 25, 9-year-old intermediates, Wild West Undersaw, Axel Miracle, Cooper, 2 Chain Swanson, and JT Spider-Man Tipton. Speaking of JT Tipton, sitting up front, trying to get that first transfer spot. Pushing hard through that rhythm section on the inside. I feel like I tell riders that a time or two. Move to the inside, sit yourself up. And coming to the stripe, that is going to be JT Tipton moving on out of Moto number 25.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Moto 26, 11-year-old intermediates, Talon, Twinkle, Toes, Dobbs, Trenton, T-Money Stewart, Emma Smilanich, Lightning, Lachlan Campbell, and Belcher. 2 riders out of the 5 going to move on to the main event right now, so keep your eyes on those top 2 spots. That is a state plate, state 6 sitting up front, followed by a Rock 1. T-Money and Noakes sitting up front. Talon Dobbs sitting on the bubble, trying to move up to that transfer spot.
Random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right, T-Money and Noak Belcher gonna move on to '12-year-old intermediates, Moto number 27, Hunter Conklin, E-Money Carlton, Lily Campbell, Tucker Robinson, Vinny Lamano, Winston Rogers, Zach Bass, and Benny Bass. 3 riders gonna move on to that main event right out of round number 1. Sitting up front, that is going to be the 134, Tucker Robinson, the 81, and the 118, Vinny Lamano and Zach Bass, your transfers out of Moto number 27. All right, guys, we got that rider up right now. Hunter Conklin finishing it out.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Hey, Ashley Ashley just said that she listened to me. How about that? Moto number 28, 13-year-old intermediates, Riley King, Maverick the Missouri, Monster Miracle, Saban Gunnar Nash, London Johnson, Dill Pickle, Schaffler, and Derek Wise. 3 transfer spots up for
Attention.
grabs.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Okay, we're going to have to revisit Moto 27 too, but right now that is going to be 82, 126, and 033. Derek Wise, Maverick Miracle, and Dylan Schaffler. Yeah, because I gotta catch up with them. Moto 29, 14-year-old intermediates. Right now, Skylar Visnich, Corbin Skaggs, KJ Smilinich, Ben Fetch, and Bentley Morgan. First rack of these. We got 2 racks of 14 intermediate, man. 2 riders going to move on to the main event, and right now that is the 62 and the 149, KJ Smilinich and Corbin Skaggs. Moto number 27. And I was not paying attention to the radio chatter, so we're going to have to catch up with scoring over here. Okay, so I don't know what that is going to impact as far as transfers. So I got to get that. Okay, so we are going to disqualify rider 134 for intentionally impeding before the 30-foot line. So a DQ means that rider goes to last place for that round. So Tucker Robinson will need to race again, and so that gives us another transfer spot. Okay, so Vinny Lamano, Zach Bass, and 21, Lily Campbell. So the transfers out of Moto 27 are Vinny Lamano, Zach Bass, and Lily Campbell.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Moto number 30, 14-year-old intermediate, second rack of these riders right now. Archer Penny, Kalen, Kit Kat Holt, Carson Hawkins, Adelaide Welch, and David Hyder. Taking 2 riders to the main event. They're going to join up in mains with the other rack of 14-year-old novices sitting out front right now. Archer Penny and Kalen Holt.
Attention.
Oh, we got a rider down. Adelaide Welch sitting on the bubble. All right, we got a rider right back up, man. Bounced.
Okay, riders,
All the way to the
random
stripe,
start.
though. Getting those transfer spots is going to be Archer Penny and Kalen Kit Kat Holt. Kalen, just so you know, your nickname is back to the nickname you don't want on here, so you got to figure that out at signups. Moto number 31, 15-year-old intermediates. We got a total points race right here with Jackson Swanson, Blake Laney, and Adam Smooth Operator Wise. Looks like we had a clip issue there coming out of the gate. Oh, man, that happens. Right now, we got that 41 by Jackson Swanson sitting up front, followed by Adam Wise and Blake Laney. Clipped in and catching up.
Attention.
All the way to the stripe. Total points going to be Jackson Swanson with your 1, Adam Wise with your 2, Blake Laney with the 3. Moto 32, 51, 55 intermediate out here with Jonas Dominguez, Eric Agson, Darby Poole, Keith Skeeter Woolery, and Rob Andrew. 2 of these guys going to move on to the main event. Right now, sitting up front is Darby Poole. We got Jonas Dominguez in the 2, and Eric Agson sitting on the bubble, going to try to get around Jonas. We'll see what happens. Right now, they're a single file coming out of turn number 2.
Ready, watch the gate.
All the way to the stripe right here. Down that last straight, going to be Darby Poole and Jonas Dominguez moving on to main events. Moto number 33, 13-year-old girls experts, Mac Roberts, Gwen Hero, and Fly Ride Round. Total points right here. They are going to race all 3 rounds.
Random start.
Riley, Gwenny, and Mackenzie, 1, 2, and 3 coming out of turn 2. Single file into turn number 3 also, and they are coming down that last straight. See if anybody's got some late in the game power, but that is going to be Riley with the 1, Gwenny with the 2, Mackenzie with the 3. Moto 34, 9-year-old experts, Graham, Golden Boy, Little, Eula Shingleton, Kane, the Animal Dumares, Bellamy, Taco Bell, Aldrich, and Jackson Bowie. 2 riders going to move on. That is Bowie and Little sitting up front.
Attention.
Okay, riders.
Sitting in transfer spots at the half-track point and coming around turn 3. That is a Gold Cup 1 coming at us. Jackson Bowie sitting on the 1 spot. And Graham Little moving on. Moto number 35, 10-year-old experts Corbin Howard, Saccone, Fetty Stay Ready Hall, Connor to St. Coonan, Braxton, Wolverine, Jackman, and Sawyer. Snake Penny, 2 riders out of 10 expert going to move on. Right up in front, we got Sawyer Penny, and we got
Okay,
a
riders.
couple
Random
riders
start.
battling for number 2, looking like Corbin
Ready?
and
Watch
Braxton
the
battling in those for that 2 spot. Only 2 transfers, guys, so see what happens all the way to the line. That's going to be Sawyer Penny and the number 9 bike, Braxton Jackman, going to move on to main events. Moto number 36, 11-year-old experts Stone, Zooman, Horn, Creighton Harves, Big Mac Duval, and E.J. Hawthorne. Right now, E.J. Hawthorne sitting up front.
Okay, riders.
Only got
Random
1
start.
spot for these 11-year-old experts in the main event out of round number 1. Got some company there, but that's looking like E.J. Hawthorne is going to be your 1 transfer out of Moto 36. Moto 37, 12-year-old experts, total points here with Maverick Moorfield, Broen Morgan, and Hector Laredo Jr. Like you guys all just raced each other in opens.
Okay, riders.
Moorfield,
Random
Morgan, Laredo
start.
in that order coming out of turn number 2. And we got a battle going into the 3rd turn. Whoo, brakes, power, but right now that is Moorfield with the 1. Morgan with the 2, Hector Laredo Jr. with the 3. Good close racing out of those guys. 13-year-old experts, A.J. Johnson, Alan Assassin, Carson, Patrick Couch, Tyler McMorris, Cody Velasquez, and Liam the Nightmare Taylor.
Okay, riders.
2 riders going to
Random
move
start.
on to the main event.
Ready? Watch the gate.
And that is going to be the number 1 bike and the 17. Logan Carson and Patrick Couch, your transfers out of Moto 38. Moto 39, 14-year-old experts, Jake Caddy, Zachary Hurricane Campbell, and Jabril Falcon Belgrave.
Attention.
Total points here, that is Belgrave, Campbell, Hattie in that order.
Ready? Watch the gate.
All right, we need Logan Carson to return to the finish line. Please, Logan Carson to the finish line. That is Jabril Belgrave with the 1, Zach Campbell with the 2, Jake Hattie with the 3. Moto number 40, 15-year-old experts, Colton Hengel, Austin Slomo Neal, and Aiden Kohler. Once again, total points right here. We got that 10 bike, Colton Hengel sitting front, followed by Caden and Austin.
Okay, riders. Random start. Riders.
Total points,
ready?
so every place counts. That is, whoo, man, Caden had some speed, but that is Hengel, Kohler, Neal in that order. Moto number 41, 16-year-old experts, Brody Stafford, Evan Penny, Lola Jonjovic, King Henry Campbell, and Connor Kelly. Stafford, Jonjovic, Penny, Campbell, Kelly in that order. Two transfer spots up for grabs right now. And that is going to be
Okay, riders.
Stafford and Jonjovic moving on to main events out of round number 1.
Watch the gate.
Moto 42, 17, 20 expert out of the gate right now. Amir, Speed Racer, Tolfrey, Griffin, Kelleher, and Benjamin Knockman. We got a race up front there, man. Amir and Griffin pushing hard. Benjamin just came in out of Racing League, guys. I do want to point that out. Brand new novice. Just learned racing this year, but that is going to be Tolafree, Kelleher, and Nocturne 1, 2, and 3 in that order, guys. On some nights like this, we got a lot of novices getting mixed up with experts. You're going to see that, especially as they get older here. So just keep that in mind as you're watching. Speaking of watching, you can watch us on YouTube and Facebook Live. Right now, Moto 43, 26, 35, expert Darren Nash, Brandon Patillo, and downtown Andrew Brown.
Okay, riders.
Total
Random
points
start.
here. They're going to race all 3 rounds, but that is Brown
Watch the gate.
and Nash sitting up front. We still need Logan Carson to the finish line. That is going to be Nash, Brown, Patillo in that order. All right, Moto number 44, 41, 45 expert, last rack around number 1, Justin Swoboda, Brian Peck, Eddie Kelly, and Scott Johnson. 1 spot up for grabs. That is only that top spot. And coming to the stripe with the 1, Justin Swoboda. And guys, that is round number 1. We're going to take a quick break. We got some move-ups and other awards to give out. first every round. Every round is opens first. Got to be fast and up there first to get that cash, guys.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
All right, we need
Riders
Noak
ready,
Belcher
watch
to
the gate.
staging. Last call for Noak Belcher, and we need Kathy Hall to staging as well. Right now, we're running moto number 5. First track of that 13 in over open. I guess this is probably 5 and 6 since they are combined. Scott Johnson, Bentley Morgan, Colton Hengel, Keith Woolery, and Carson Hawkins sitting up front. Hengel, Morgan, Hawkins, and Woolery. Top 4 riders going to stick around for those main events and the chance to earn some cash. And right now, that is going to be
Attention.
Hengel, Bentley
Okay,
Morgan,
riders, random start.
Carson Hawkins,
Riders ready, watch the gate.
and Keith Skeeter Woolery. Scott, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number. Is this back to number 4? All right, we only got 4. We got 3 spots. We got 3 riders, guys. That is a boat ride for them. I'll get who is here as they come around. Sitting up front, that is the 27 bike, EJ Hawthorne, followed by the state 6 of
Attention.
P Money Stewart and the
Okay, riders,
417
random start.
of Raiden Nybert.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
And we are back to our regularly scheduled program with 1720 Women Cruiser, moto number 7, Riley King, Emma Smilanich, and Kathy Hall. Total points right here. Going to race all 3 rounds. Every position counts. Sitting up front on that 1 spot is Riley King, followed by Emma Smilanich and Kathy Hall.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
And getting a second
Riders
ace,
ready, watch the
Riley
gate.
King with the 1, looking like Emma Smilanich is going to hold on to that 2. And Kathy Hall with the 3. Staging, can you repeat what you said? Oh, he just raced. All right, this is moto number 9. 13-year-old cruiser Dylan King, Derek Wise, and Hunter Bowman. Total points once again. Looking like they're going to finish the same order as last time. Derek Wise with your 1, Dylan King with your 2, Hunter Bowman with your 3. We did skip over Moto 8. We're going to pop back to Moto 8 here in a minute. We had a rider in opens and cruiser. All right, guys, don't forget to go check out Ad Astra between the ball fields. Apparently, you should avoid the bathroom, but do go check out the bike parts
Attention.
and gear. All right, we are
Okay,
back
riders,
to moto
random
number
start.
8.
Ready, watch the gate.
11-year-old cruisers, Connor St. Coonan, Big Mac Duval, and Trenton T Money Stewart. Man, T Money getting his cardio in tonight. Opens cruiser and class. We got 2 spots. I don't know for sure whose it is. Right now, that is that 34 bike. Big Mac Duval
Attention.
sitting on top.
Okay, riders, random start.
T Money sitting on the 2. Connor to St. Coonan sitting on the 3. We got 2 spots in that main event, and that is going to be Big Mac and T Money moving on to main events. Connor, thanks for racing with us. Moto number 9, 13-year-old cruisers, Dylan King, Derek Wise, and Hunter Bowman. That is not, we already ran that one. Moto number 10, 15-year-old cruiser, KJ Smiling, Benjamin Fetch, and Austin Slow-Mo Neal.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Coming to the strap
Roger.
at 20 by
Watch
KJ
the gate.
Smilinich, followed by Neal and Fetch. 1, 2, and 3. Moto number 11, 31, 35, cruiser, Eddie Brandon Patillo and Benjamin Nochtman. Got 2 spots open, 3 riders on track. Kelly and Patillo sitting up front. Nochtman chasing them down, coming out of turn number 2.
Okay, riders, random start.
Ooh, they are pushing hard around the outside right there, all the way to the stripe. That is going to be Patillo and Kelly moving on. Benjamin, thanks for racing with us tonight. Moto number 12, 51-55. Cruiser on track with Rob Andrew, Alvin Howard, and Drew Jameson. Coming out of turn number 2, Jameson, Howard, Andrew in that order.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And that is how they're going to finish. Drew Jameson with the 1, Alvin Howard holding on to the 2, and Rob Andrew with the 3. Moving on, 5 and under novice. On track with Remy Boyer, Lincoln Grau, Maggie Welch, Grant Perrier, and Ethan Johnston. We got 5 riders on track, 4 going to make it through to the main event. Tower, I believe Ben is trying to reach you guys on the radio, so make sure your radio is on up in the tower. Ben's talking to you over the radio. Oh, we got a rider down in turn 1. We will get them checked out. Right now, coming to the stripe. That is going to be Lincoln Grau, 692, Grant Perrier. We got to do some lights down here. I can't read. All right, so the transfers are Lincoln, Maggie, Grant, and Ethan. We're getting Remy checked out over there in turn number 1. All right, guys. Gonna get Remy checked out there off the first straight.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Moto number 14, 6-year-old novice out here with Mason Stockbridge, Matthias Tierney, and Ruby Red Tarpening. Three riders on track. We got 2 moving on to the main event.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders
Sitting up
ready.
front is that 200 bike, Matthias Tierney, followed by Mason and Ruby. 2 spots up for grabs, the second place rider. Coming to the stripe. We got a battle for that second transfer spot. Ruby and Mason, but right now that is Matthias picking up the first transfer spot, and Ruby holding on Mason. Thanks for racing with us tonight. Moto number 15, 7-year-old novice Raylan Grau, Bodie Vincent, Carter
Attention.
Jackson,
Okay,
and
riders, random
Higgy
start. Riders ready, watch the
Henry
gate.
Higginbotham. Taking 3 riders to the main event right now. That is the 092 Raylan Grau sitting up front with a transfer, followed by the 126 and 105. Maybe that's a 128. Carter Jackson and Henry Higginbotham. Bodie, thanks for racing with us tonight. Moto number 16 on track with Everett Groover, Cadron
Attention.
Spillman, and Elias Joyner. Not total points. We got 2 spots up for grabs. 2 transfer positions out of this Moto 16 8-year-old novice group. Right now, that is the 979 Everett Groover and the 413 of Elias Joyner moving on. Cadron, thanks for racing with us. Moto 17, 9-year-old novices Milo Wolf, Raiden Nybert, and Finn Riggs.
Okay, riders.
Milo, Finn, and Raiden in that order.
Ready.
We got 2 spots open. Top 2 riders going to move on to main events. Down that last straight, we are watching Milo is sitting up front. And that second transfer is going to Finn Riggs. Raiden, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 18, 10-year-old novices Daniel Blunt, Colini Beanie Welch, and Haley Velasquez. Once again,
Attention.
2 spots up for grabs. We got Danny Man sitting up front, Haley on the 2, Colini Beanie on the 3. Down that last straight, they are pushing hard, but that transfer is going to be Danny Man, and at the very end, Colini Beanie. Haley, thanks for racing with us. Moto 19, 11-year-old
Attention.
novice. This is total points right here. Nolan Riggs, Wyatt Freebird, Dutton, and JC Wolf. Wolf sitting out front. We got a battle for that 2 spot. Looking like Dutton moving on up into that 2 spot. Oh, man, all the way to the strat. That is Wyatt Dutton with your 2. Nolan Riggs with the 3. Moto 20, 12-year-old novice. Rylan Mead, Zach Laney, Ava Hawkins, Antonio Lopez Duarte, and Jacqueline Harrell.
Attention.
Okay, riders.
4 spots up for grabs here.
Ready, watch the gate.
That is going to be Antonio Lopez Duarte, Zach Laney, Jacqueline No Cast Harrell, and the 46 bike of Rylan Mead. Moving on, Ava Hawkins. Thanks for racing with us tonight. Moto number 21, total points, 13-year-old novice on track with Connor Arnold, Jackson Nichols, and Emma Swanson.
Attention.
Got 2 riders neck and neck coming out of turn number 2. I believe that's what they did last round too.
Watch the gate.
See who's got the power through the last straight. And it's Jackson Nichols sitting up top. And Emma and Connor battling for number 2. Jackson Nichols with the 1. Emma holding on to the 2. Connor Arnold on the 3. Moto 22, total points, 14-year-old novice Jackson Payton, Noah Riggs, and
Attention.
Caden King, 239.
Riders,
Jackson Payton
random
sitting
start.
up front, followed by Noah and Caden.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Total points right here, so every position counts. That is going to be Jackson Payton with the 1. Noah Riggs with the 2, Caden King with the 3. Moto 23, 6-year-old intermediates, Waylon Zook, Remington Tipton, Remy Tipton, Madden Kilberg. We got 2 spots left in the main event. Oh, man. Did they get tangled up down there? All right, we got 2 riders. Looks like they got tangled up in turn 1. I can't see turn 1 from down here at the finish line.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
All the way to the strat, though. That is at 31
Ready,
by Remy
watch the
Tipton
gate.
getting a transfer. And we got 1 more transfer spot up for grabs. Waylon and Madden. Right now, that's looking like Waylon Zook is going to hold on and give you your transfer. Madden, thanks for racing tonight. Moto 24 8-year-old intermediates, Chase Kilberg, Katie the Bug Johnson, and Jackson Smilanich. Sitting up front, Chase
Attention.
Kilberg,
Okay,
followed
ready?
by Katie
Start.
and Jackson. They are
Riders
all close,
ready?
man.
Watch the
Only
gate.
2 spots left in that main event for these riders. Top 2 spots going to stick around for mains. All the way to the checkered line, and that is going to be Chase Kilberg and Katie Johnson. Jackson, thanks for racing tonight. And I should clarify, the checkered part is just decoration. The line before the checkered part is the actual finish
Attention.
line.
Okay,
I didn't want to
riders,
confuse
random
that.
start.
Moto 25 9-year-old intermediates, Wild
Ready?
West, Understall,
Ready?
Axel Miracle, and Cooper. 2 Chains, Swanson. 3 riders on track, 2 spots in that main event. Right now, Axel Miracle sitting on top. Going to get your first transfer, and the second transfer going to that 37 bike of Cooper Swanson. West, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 26, 11-year-old intermediate. 3 riders on track, 2 sticking around for mains. Twinkle Toes, Dobbs, Emma Smilanich, and Lightning Campbell. Smilanich and Campbell
Attention.
coming out of turn 2 in that
Okay, riders,
order.
random start. Riders ready? Watch the gate.
All the way down that last straight, that is going to be Taylon Dobbs and Emma Smilanich moving on. Lachlan, thanks for racing. Moto 27, 12-year-old intermediates, Hunter Conklin, Everett E. Money Carlton, Tucker Robinson, Winston the Hunter Rogers, and Benny the Jet Bass. We got 5 riders on track, 4 going to move on to main events.
Attention.
We got that 134 bike, Tucker
Okay,
Robinson sitting
random
up
start.
front.
Riders ready? Watch the gate.
And all the way to the stripe is going to be Robinson, the 147. Oh, we got to write her down. All right, your transfers are Tucker Robinson, Winston Rogers, Benny the Jet Bass, and Hunter Conklin. Everett, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 28, 13-year-old intermediates, Riley King, Sabin Axon, Gunnar Nash, London Johnson on track. We got 1 rider down. We'll get them checked out. We got 3 spots open, and that is going to be Riley King, the State 5 of Gunnar Nash, and the 77 of London Johnson. Looks like we got Sabin back up, judging by the applause, finishing it out. That is what we like to see.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready? Watch the gate.
Fourteen-year-old intermediates right here, Skylar Visnich, Benjamin Fetch, and Bentley Morgan. 3 riders on track trying to get 2 spots into that packed main event. We're going to have a full gate of these 14-year-old intermediates. So only 2 spots right now. That is Morgan and Fetch sitting up front.
Attention.
Visnich chasing them down, going into the rhythm section.
Ready? Watch the gate.
You like that, Ben? The pen clicking? All right, that is Morgan and Fetch moving on. Skylar, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 30, 14-year-old intermediates, Carson Hawkins, Adelaide Welch, and David Hyder. Welch and Hawkins sitting up front. We only got 2 spots up for grabs.
Attention.
They are charging
Okay,
into
riders,
that rhythm
random
section.
start. Riders ready? Watch the gate.
Ooh, Hawkins moving around the outside. And that is Carson Hawkins getting your first transfer spot. Adelaide Welch on the 2. David, thanks for racing with us tonight. Moto 31, 15-year-old intermediates. Total points right here with Jackson Swanson, Blake Laney, and
Attention.
Adam Smooth Operator Wise. We got Jackson Swanson sitting up front. Blake Laney sitting on the 2.
The gate.
Adam Wise on the 3 at the half track point. We'll see what happens in turn 3. Oh, coming around the outside. That is Jackson Swanson with your 1, Adam Wise with the 2, Blake Laney with the 3. Moto 32, 51, 55 intermediates, Eric
Attention.
Axon, Keith Skeeter Woolery, and Rob Andrew. We got 2 spots up for grabs for these guys in their main event. And just a reminder, we are not going to switch moto numbers for mains. It's going to be the same thing you started with. Right now, that is Keith Skeeter Woolery and Eric Agson sticking around for mains. Rob, Andrew, thanks for racing with us. Moto 33, 13-year-old girls, experts on track with Mac Roberts, Gwenny Guerrero, and Riley. Fly right down.
Okay, riders.
Riley sitting up front, followed by Gwen and
Riders,
Mackenzie.
ready, watch the gate.
Mackenzie is shopping, trying to move up to that 2 spot, but right now that is Riley, Fly Rye Brown, all the way to the stripe, and Gwenny Guerrero just holding on to that 2 spot. Mackenzie Roberts, the 3. Moto 34, 9-year-old experts on track with Eula Shingleton, Kanan the Animal Dumares, and Bellamy, Taco Bell, Aldrich. We got 2 spots left in that main.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All the way to the stripe. Top 2 riders going to move on, and that is going to be the 38 and the 36, Kanan Dumares and Eula Shingleton. Bellamy, thanks for racing tonight. Moto 35, 10-year-old experts Corbin Howard, Saccone, Fetty State, Rady Hall, and Connor to St. Cooted.
Attention.
Hall to St. Cooted
Okay,
in that order,
random
coming out of
start.
turn number 2. Only top 2 riders going to move on to
Ready,
main
watch
events.
the gate.
And those mains makers are going to be Corbin Howard and Saccone Hall. Connor, thanks for racing with us tonight. Moto 36, 11-year-old experts Zuman, Stone Horn, Creighton Harves, and Big Mac Duval. We got 2 spots for 11-year-old experts in the main.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Sitting up front, Big Mac
Riders
Duval,
ready,
followed by Stone
watch
Horn
the gate.
and Creighton Harves. And to the stripe, holding on to the 1 is Big Mac Duval and Stone Horn. Creighton, thanks for racing tonight. Moto 37, 12-year-old experts. Total points right here with Maverick Moorfield, Broen Morgan, and Hector Laredo Jr.
Attention.
Moorfield.
Okay, riders,
Go
random
1,
start.
2, and 3 coming out of turn number 2.
Riders ready,
Putting
watch
on a
the
little
gate.
air show out of Hector. Getting eaten up. That is going to be Moorfield, Laredo Jr., Morgan in that order. Man, good pass there on that last straight. Those Broen and Hector tied up in points. Moto number 38. Experts A.J. Johnson, Tyler McMorris, Cody Velasquez, and Liam the
Attention.
Nightmare Taylor. 4 riders on track.
Random start.
3 spots in the main.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Yeah, this is getting to the size that they make wind when they go by. That is going to be A.J. Johnson, Tyler McMorris, and Cody Velasquez moving on. Liam, thanks for racing tonight. Moto 39, 14-year-old experts. Woo! Here's some tires chattering. Right
Attention.
now on track
Okay,
with Jay
riders,
Caddy, Zach
random
Hurricane
start.
Campbell, and Jabrell Falcon Belgrave.
Riders ready,
Jabrell,
watch the gate.
a new expert right there, racking up another number 1. And then we got Hattie sneaking around for the 2. Jake and Zach tied up in points with 5 points each. Moto number 40, 15-year-old experts Colton Hengel, Austin Slomo Neal, and Caden Kohler. Total points once again. They're going to race all 3 rounds.
Okay, riders, random
Sitting up
start.
front, Colton Hengel, followed by Caden
Riders
Kohler and
ready,
Austin
watch the gate.
Slomo Neal. Coming to the stripe, that is going to be Hengel with the 1, Kohler with the 2, Neal with the 3. Moto 41, 16-year-old experts on track with Evan Penny, King Henry Campbell, and Connor Kelly. Top 2 riders going to stick around for main events.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
All right. Just received an
Riders
update. The
ready,
men's
watch
bathroom
the
between the
gate.
ball fields will be taken care of tomorrow. That is going to be Evan Penny and Henry Campbell moving on out of Moto 41. Connor, thanks for racing tonight. Moto 42, 17, 20 experts coming fast. Amir, Speeders, Tolafrey, Griffin, Kelleher, and Benjamin Nachtman. Total points right here. We got
Attention.
mixing
Okay,
it up,
random
guys. We
start.
got Griffin and Amir pushing each other hard.
Ready, watch the gate.
Swapping it up from last round all the way to the stripe, and that is a drag race. Griffin with the 1, Amir with the 2. A mere inches there. Benjamin going to be your 3. Moto number 43, 26, 35, expert Darren Nash, Brandon Patillo, and Andrew Downtown
Attention.
Brown.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders,
Total
ready,
points out
watch
of
the
these
gate.
guys. 26, 35 expert, and that's going to be Nash with the 1, Andrew Brown with the 2, Brandon Patillo with your 3. Moto 44, last moto of round number 2. We're on track with Brian Peck, Eddie Kelly, and Scott Johnson. 3 riders on track, 2 spots in that main event. We got Scott Johnson and Brian Peck sitting up front. Eddie Kelly sitting on 3. And to the stripe, keeping it shiny side up, is Scott Johnson and Brian Peck moving on. Eddie, thanks for racing with us tonight. Guys, that is round number 2. Oh. I said we're ready, but I don't have my sheets. Ready-ish. This is a long bump, so got it. All right, guys, we need our opens up there. I didn't catch both names there. Last call for hot food, guys. Last call for hot foods.
Attention.
Okay, riders.
Yeah, I
random
caught that,
start.
but I don't know. They're not in any of these
Riders
motos.
ready. Watch the gate.
All right, they are racing for money. 1750, 1050, and 7. We need Yes, we need Jabrell Belgrave to staging. All right, racing for money right here. Hector Laredo Jr., Raiden Nybert, EJ Hawthorne, Maverick Moorfield, T Money Stewart, and Broen Morgan. $17 on the line. That is gonna be more. Ooh, I don't know who got that. Morgan's the third. Broen Morgan, you're 3. I don't know who got 1 and 2. Hold on just a second while I check with the scorers. Ooh, that was a close one, but that is the 522. Maverick Moorfield getting the 1. Hector Laredo Jr. on the 2. And Broen Morgan on the 3. Taking home a little cash. 1710 and
Attention.
then
Okay,
1750.
random start.
50 cents matters.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
22.50, 13.50, and $9 right here for the 13 and over open. Bentley Morgan, Justin Swoboda, Corey Brown, Colton Hengel, Keith Skeeter, Woolery, Amir Speeder, Toll-Free, Carson Hawkins, and Jabrell Falcon Belgrave. Sitting up front, Toll-Free, Swoboda, and the 10 bike, a Hengel.
Attention.
Going
Okay,
for
riders,
some money, and that is going to be Amir with the 1, Justin with the 2,
Ready.
Colton
Watch the
with
gate.
your 3, taking home cash. Moto number 7, 1720 women's cruiser coming at us. Riley King, Emma Smilanich, and Kathy Hall. Riley sitting on a pair of aces, Emma on the 2s, Kathy on the 3s. I did not get to finish my veggie straws on our break, nor did I take a drink. So now I've got dry mouth, and that announcing is not good.
Attention.
Okay, riders. Random start. Riders
Heck, maybe my
ready.
announcing
Watch
isn't
the
good
gate.
anytime. We'll see. Anybody want this job? For real. All right, Riley King gonna sweep it with a 3 1s. Emma Smilanich on the 2s and the overall 2. Kathy Hall on the 3 and the overall 3. And that's only a half joke. If you got a good voice and you can read numbers, talk to me.
Attention.
Moto number 8, 11-year-old
Okay,
cruiser on track with
random
Jackson
start.
Bowie, Big Mac Duvall, EJ Hawthorne, and Trenton T. Money Stewart in this 11-year-old cruiser group. Down that last straight, we got the 11 bike EJ Hawthorne, followed by the gold 1 Jackson Bowie and the 25 of T Money Stewart on the 3. Moto number 9, 13-year-old cruisers Dylan King, Derek Weiss, and Hunter Bowman. Derek sitting on low points, Dylan on 2s, Hunter on 3s.
Attention.
Okay, riders. Random
That
start.
order is how they are coming out of turn number
Riders
2.
ready. Watch the gate.
All the way to the stripe. That is looking like Derek White's going to hold on, sweeping it with the 1 spot all night long. The 857 to Dylan King with your 2 and your overall 2, and Hunter Bowman with your 3. Moto 10, 15-year-old cruiser, KJ Smilanich, Ben Fetch, and Austin Slow-Mo Neal.
Okay, riders.
Sitting up front,
random
that 20
start.
bike, KJ Smilanich, been on top all night long with the pair of aces going into main events. Neal sitting on the 2s, Ben Fetch sitting on the 3s. That's not the... All right, we got KJ Smilanich with your 1, Austin Slomo Neal your overall 2, and then Benjamin Fetch your overall 3. Moto number
Attention.
12,
Okay,
51. Nope.
Random start.
Moto number 11, 3135 Cruiser. Eddie
Riders
Kelly, Brandon
ready?
Patillo,
Watch the
Corey
gate.
Brown, and Brody Stafford. We got Brody Stafford sitting on the 1 spot. Corey Brown on your 2. And Patillo going to take the 3. Moto number 12, 5155 Cruiser. Rob Andrew, Alvin Howard, and Drew
Attention.
Jameson. Drew Jameson sitting on
Okay,
low
ready?
points. Alvin Howard on the 2s. Rob Andrew on the 3s.
Ready?
Coming
Watch
out
the
of turn
gate.
number 2, they are sitting just like that. Going into turn 3. And with a 1 and the overall 1, that's Drew Jameson. Overall 2 is going to be Alvin Howard and Rob Andrew. Your overall 3. A little closer each round there, Rob. That's looking good. Moto 13, 5 and under novice. We got a pretty full rack here. 7 riders on track. Addison Smilenish, Piper Franklin, Lincoln Grau, Maggie Welch, Grant Perrier, Bridget Kilberg, and Ethan Johnston. Franklin, Grau, Perrier, 1, 2, and 3 coming out of turn 2. We got Johnston sitting on the bubble trying to get a podium. Oh, we got a rider down over on the first straight. We'll see what get them back going. That is gonna be Franklin, Piper Franklin with your 1. Lincoln Grau with your 2 in a battle. That's gonna be Ethan Johnston
Attention.
sneaking around for
Okay,
the
Ryan,
3rd
random
spot
start.
on the podium.
Riders ready? Watch the gate.
Moto 14, 6-year-old novice, Weston Tatum Wolf, Matthias Tierney, and Ruby Red Tarpening. We don't have finish line lights. Sitting up front.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
It would be great if we took a brief pause while I turn those on.
Ready? Watch the gate.
Okay, thank you. I thought it was awful dark down here. I know I'm getting old, but not that old. All right, the 095, Matthias Tierney, followed by the 189 of Weston Moore with your 2 and your 3 spot going to the 200 bike of Matthias Tierney. Moto number 15, 7-year-old novices, Finn Boyer, Raylan Grau, Carter Jackson, Jackson Beltran, Henry, Higgy, Higginbotham, and Weston Bowman. Oh, there's a
Attention.
butterfly that just landed right there.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready? Watch the gate.
Daniel Blunt to staging. Danny Man coming to the stripes. That's going to be Finn Boyer with the 1, the 090, and the 092. Jackson Beltran and Raylan Grau. Yeah, if we could hold the gate for a second, I'm going to go do that. This is Moto 16, 8-year-old novices, Remy Robinson, Everett Groover, and Elias Joyner coming to the stripe. Not total points. What you see is what you get. And that is a number 12, Remy Robinson sitting up front with the 1, the 979 of Everett with your 2, and Elias with your 3. Daniel Blunt to staging. Danny Man for 10 novice.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready? Watch the gate.
And we are off. Moto 17, 9-year-old novice, Milo Wolf, Chris Smith, Xander Newland, and Finnegan Riggs. Oh, I think you just want Finn. Pull it closer. All right, I can bring it closer. Chris Smith sitting out front, followed by Milo, Finn, and Xander. Finn and Xander really close, bar to bar, coming out of turn number 2. I moved it away while I
Zero.
was eating
Random
the
start.
veggie straws. No one wants to hear that.
Riders
All right,
ready,
all the way to the
watch
stripe.
gate.
The 098 Chris Smith racking up a 1. 094 Milo Wolf on the 2. And Xander Newland holding on for that 3. Moto number 18, 10-year-old novices Daniel Blunt, Colini Beanie Welch, and Kyson Parker. Oh, looks like we are missing Dan. All right now that is Kyson up front on the 1, Colini Beanie on the 2.
That's the gate.
And all the way to the stripe, that's what they are going to do, finishing Kyson with the 1, Colini Beanie with the 2. Moto number 19, 11-year-old novice. Total points right here. JC Wolf sitting on low points. Nolan Riggs on. Oh, Nolan and Wyatt tied up in points, 5 points each. And right now we got JC, Nolan, Wyatt, that order coming out of turn 2. Getting hung up on the transmitter there. To the stripe, JC Wolf going to be your overall 1. Nolan, your overall 2, and Wyatt Freebird Dutton, your overall 3. Moto 20, 12-year-old novice, Jackson Foster, Blazin' Blake Johnson, Rylan Mead, Zach Laney, Antonio Lopez Duarte, Hayden Franklin, and Jacqueline Harrell. Franklin and Lopez Duarte sitting up front. The 187 of Blazin' Blake Johnson sitting on the 3 spot. We got a bunch of riders trying to move up to 3. But right now, to the stripe, that is going to be that 119 by Hayden Franklin with your 1. Antonio Lopez Duarte, your 2. Blazin' Blake, your 3. Moto 21, total points race right here. 13-year-old novices. Jackson Nichols sitting on low points. Emma Swanson sitting on 2s. And Connor Arnold sitting on the 3s.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders
Down that rhythm section, they are pushing hard on this total points race. 13-year-old novices coming down the last straight. That is Jackson Nichols going to sweep the 1s. Emma Swanson on the 2, overall 2, and Connor Arnold on the 3 and your overall 3. We got a couple riders getting tangled up in turn 1 out of Moto number 22, 14-year-old novice on track with Jackson Payton sitting up front, Noah Riggs and Caden King. Total points here, Jackson sitting on 2 points. And going to be your overall 1 with 3 points.
Okay,
Now we're going to have to do some math here.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
So Caden King with the 2 ends up having 8 points. And Noah with a 3 ends up having 7. So Noah is your overall 2. Noah Riggs the overall 2. Caden King, the overall 3. Noah's the 2, and Caden's the 3. Caden's the 3, guys.
Attention.
Swap 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are wrong.
Random start.
Yep, there we go. All right, Moto 23, 6-year-old intermediates, Waylon Zook, Kasem Cabo Hall, and Remy Tipton. Sitting up front, Kasem, Cabo Hall with your 1, Remy Tipton with your 2, Waylon Zook with your 3. Moto 24, 8-year-old intermediates, Avery Franklin, Chase Kilberg, and Katie the Bug Johnson. Franklin, Johnson, Kilberg, 1, 2, and 3 coming out of turn number 2.
Random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Not total points. What you see is what you get. And what you see right now is Avery Franklin with a 1, Katie Johnson with a 2, Chase Kilberg on the 3. Moto 25, 9-year-old intermediates, Axel Miracle, Cooper, Cheap Chain, Swanson, and JT Spider-Man Tipton.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Ooh, this thing gets uncomfortable after a few hours. Sitting up front, still in Moto 25, JT Tipton, and followed by Axel Miracle and Cooper Swanson, and that is how they are going to finish. JT, Axel, Cooper in that order. Moto 26, 11-year-old intermediates, Talon, Twinkle Toes Dobbs, Trenton T-Money Stewart, Emma Smilinich, and Noak Belcher.
Attention.
Okay, riders.
Stewart,
Random start.
Belcher, Smilinich, Dobbs in that order coming out of turn number 2.
Gate.
They are pushing hard through the rhythm section. Little single file. We'll see what happens down that last straight. That is going to be T-Money Stewart with your 1. Oh, big jump. But that's Snoke Belcher holding on to the 2. Emma Smilinich on the 3. Moto 27, 12-year-old intermediates, Hunter Conklin, Lily Campbell, Tucker Robinson, Vinny Lamano, Winston Rogers, Zach Attack Bass, and Benny the Jet Bass.
Attention.
Okay, riders. Random start. Riders ready. Watch the gate.
Sitting up front on the 1 spot is the 134, Tucker Robinson, followed by Winston Rogers and Lily Campbell, 2 and 3. Moto 28, 13-year-old intermediates, Riley King, Maverick Miracle, Gunnar Nash, London Johnson, Dylan Schaffler, and Derek Wise. Two riders up front.
Attention.
Miracle and Wise pushing each other. Schaffler sitting on the 3 as they come out of turn number 2. They are diving, pushing around on the turn number 3. But that is going to be Wise with the 1. And we got a battle right there. Schaffler with the 2. Miracle on the 3. Moto 29, 14-year-old intermediates, Corbin Skaggs, KJ Smilinich, Benjamin Fetch, Bentley Morgan, Archer Penny, Kalen Holt, Carson Hawkins, and Adelaide Welch. Had a couple riders down. Hawkins and Fetch, it looks like. Whoa, we got some riders making moves in that last straight, but that is going to be Kalen Holt, Corbin Skaggs, and Archer Penny, your top spots.
Attention.
Okay, riders. Random start. Riders ready. Watch the gate.
Moto 31, total points right here. Jackson Swanson, Blake Laney, and Adam Smooth Operator Wise. Total points. Jackson sitting on a low points with a pair of aces. Adam on the 2s. Blake Laney on the 3s.
Attention.
Okay, riders. Random start. Riders ready. Watch the gate.
So this is going to be Jackson Swanson looking like he's going to hold on to low points with 3 points. Adam Wise, your overall 2, and Blake Laney, the overall 3. Moto 32, 51-55 intermediate, Jonas Dominguez, Eric Axon, Darby Poole, and Keith Skeeter Woolery. We got that 80 bike.
Attention.
Skeeter sitting up front, followed by Axon and Poole.
Riders ready.
Dominguez sitting on the 4 as they are dropping into turn number 3. That is Keith Skeeter Woolery with the 1, Eric Axon 2, Darby Poole on the 3. Moto 33, 13-year-old girls expert, Riley Brown sitting on low points with 2, Gwenny Garrow on the 2s, and Mackenzie Roberts on the 3s.
Random start. Riders ready. Watch the gate.
All the way to the stripe. That is going to be Riley Fly Rye Brown holding on to the 1 spot. Gwenny Garrow on the 2. Mackenzie Mac Roberts on the 3. 9-year-old experts coming fast. Graham Little, Eula Shingleton, Caden, the Animal Demares, and Jackson Bowie.
Attention.
Little and Bowie up front, pushing each other hard.
Ready, watch the gate.
Diving into turn 3. Man, what a race out of these two. All the way to the finish line. That is going to be Little and Bowie in that order. And then Caden, the Animal Demares, getting your 3 spot. 10-year-old experts on track. Corbin Howard, Saccone, Fetty, Reddy Hall, Braxton Wolverine, Jackman, and Sawyer. Snake, Penny, Howard, Jackman in that order coming out of turn number 2.
Okay, riders, random start.
Down that last straight, Sawyer Penny with your 1. Corbin Howard, the 2. Braxton Jackman on the 3. Moto 36, 11-year-old experts, Zoomin, Stonehorn, Big Mac Duval, and E.J. Hawthorne. Not total points. What you see is what you get out of these 3. Right now, what you got is E.J. Hawthorne sitting up front,
Attention.
followed by Big Mac Duval and Stonehorn as they come out of turn number 2.
Watch the gate.
Keeping it smooth out of these 11-year-old experts, and they're coming to the line just like that. EJ Hawthorne with the 1, Big Mac Duval, the 2, Zoomin Stonehorn on the 3. 12-year-old experts Maverick Moorfield, Broen Morgan, and Hector Laredo Jr.
Attention.
Maverick sitting on a pair of aces. Broen and Hector tied up in points.
The gate.
So with the 1 spot, Maverick Moorfield, your overall 1, Hector Laredo Jr., your overall 2, and Broen Morgan, your overall 3. 13-year-old experts, Anthony A.J. Johnson, Logan Silent Assassin Carson, Patrick Couts, Tyler McMorris, and Cody Velasquez. Oh, we got a rider down. We'll get them checked out. Watching here at the finish. That is going to be Patrick Couts, the number 1 bike, and the 44, Logan Silent Assassin Carson and Cody Velasquez. We're going to get the rider down in turn 2 checked out. We are doing half-price burgers and dogs now, guys. Want to get something to eat, head on up to concessions. We got half-price burgers and dogs. Got AJ up, guys. Let's give him a big round of applause there. All right, guys, we are back on. Getting AJ a
Attention.
little breather there.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
14-year-old experts total points race right here. We got Jabril, Falcon Belgrave sitting on a pair of aces. Jake and Zach tied up 5 points each. That means each one has a 2 and a 3. So we're going to have to watch the finish order on this one, guys. It's not going to be as they cross. It is going to be some mathing that we got to do here.
Ready, watch the gate.
Oh, found the limit there. That is going to be Campbell, Hattie, Belgrave. And with that, that is going to be 7 points for Campbell. The overall 1 goes to Jabril. The number 2 goes to Zach, and the number 3 goes to Jake.
Okay, riders, random start.
Moto number 40, 15-year-old experts on track with Colton Hingle, Austin Slow-Mo Neal, and Caden Kohler. That is going to be Colton Hingle, your overall 1, Kohler, your overall 2, Neal, your overall 3. Moto 41, 16-year-old experts on track with Brody Stafford, Evan Penny, Lola Jonjovic, and Henry Campbell.
Attention.
Stafford and
Okay,
Jonjovic out front.
random start.
Penny and Campbell chasing them down the rhythm section. And all the way to the stripe. Brody Stafford with your 1, Lola Jonjovic your 2, Evan Penny on the 3. Moto 43, 26-35 expert total points right here. Nash sitting on low points. Brandon Patillo on the 3s. Darren Nash on the 2s.
Attention.
Okay, Ryder.
How do we mix that up? As I'm reading.
Ready? Watch the gate.
Reading the wrong one. Sorry, that was Amir, Tolliver, Griffin, Kelleher, and Benjamin Nachtman. And I got all confused. So that is Griffin, Kelleher with the 1, Amir Speed Racer, Tolliver with the 2, Benjamin Nachtman with the 3. Now we're at Darren Nash, Brandon Patillo, and Andrew Downtown Brown.
Random start.
Nash sitting on low points.
Watch the gate.
Gonna have it locked up. That is gonna be Nash, your overall 1, Brown, your overall 2, Patillo, your overall 3. And the last moto of the night, Moto 44, 41, 45, expert Justin Swoboda, Brian Peck, and Scott Johnson. Are you urging them on, Brian? I guess so. But to the stripe, that is going to be Swoboda with the 1, Johnson with the 2, Peck. What happened? Peck with the 2, Johnson with the 3. And guys, that is a race